Hey again! Here we are back in my logo project. We're going to do logo 2 right now, which is an abstract logo. And I'm going to draw it right below my Instagram logo on the same page. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm clicking down on the center button of my mouse and turning my mouse into the hand tool, and that's letting me push the page up so I have a little more room to work with down below that Instagram logo. So my first step is going to be I'm going to draw a square, and then I'm going to use the reshape handles and tools to turn it into a diamond shape. That's the yellow diamond on the center front of this logo. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool and just draw up a little square. The same idea as with the rounded rectangle. If you hold down Shift, now it's going to make a perfect square. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Click. Great. Awesome. My next step is going to be to rotate it so that it's in diamond orientation. So I'm going to turn it, right, to turn it into diamond orientation. So I'm going to need to pick up the rotate tool, and this one is a little tricky. The rotate tool works in a way that your brain might not understand right away, so let's practice it. So the rotate tool here, your keyboard shortcut is Alt equal. I don't use that one a whole lot in terms of keyboard shortcuts, but hey, go ahead and get them going. So I'm going to hit it now so that it's in your video for you. Alt equals. Now I'm in the rotate tool. It looks kind of like a round protractor situation, right? So when you're using the rotate tool, the way that it works is it's going to take a snap point, then you're going to pick another point, and the second point, once you click, brings it into a handle, right? So it turns it into a rotation handle. The first point becomes the point which it rotates around, and the second point is like the pane that you're rotating with, okay? So I'm going to just leave that alone because the point I want to rotate from is the center. So I'm going to click on the center and the top right because I want it to be aligned vertically, right? So I'm picking this top right corner and I'm going to turn that into a horizontal corner now. Okay, so now it's a diamond instead of a square. But the one on the logo that we're looking at is not quite this shape, right? It's a little bit stretched taller. So I'm going to go back to my X tool, my selection tool, right? So I hit X, I get my pointer back. If I grab this point, automatically it's making the rectangle stay the same shape. So if I just click on it with my selection tool, right, the regular way, it's going to stay a square, which is not what I want. I want it to become a diamond. So I'm going to double click on it, and now I get a different looking cursor, right? I get this little square with the 4 arrows coming out off the sides of it. So if you grab something with that 4 arrows square, now you're using the reshape tool, right? Now you're stretching things, okay? You can also pick up that tool. Instead of double clicking, you can pick it up over here. You can use this keyboard shortcut, which is, I guess, the minus key. I usually just double click to get it because my mouse is already on it. All right, so there I have now, so far, I have a diamond shape and it is white and black lines, okay? My next step is going to be to make the little circle parentheses that kind of shoot off from either side of this diamond. To do that, I'm going to make this circle with the circle tool, pick up the circle tool or hit the number 6 like we did a minute ago. Click at that snapping point in the center, right? And draw it out until you're not quite to the top and bottom edges, but you're in the neighborhood, okay? So now I want to clip surface to cut the diamond shape out, but the problem is the circle is on top of the diamond shape. So if the circle is on top of the diamond shape, it's going to cut out the circle from the diamond, and then you'll get no diamond left. You'll just get a giant circle and 2 little pointy things, and that's not the thing we want. So in order to make it cut the diamond out of the circle, I need to send the circle behind the diamond. So that's going to be in your modified tools. Send to back, Control B, right? Send to back, Control B, right? So if you look over here and modify, you have a couple of different ones, right? You can send something to the front with Control F, or you can send something to the back with Control B. So if I say Control F, it's going to put that circle right in the front because the circle is what's selected. And if I say Control B, it's going to move it to the back. That's what I actually want. Now I'm going to hit the X key because I want to get my cursor back, my selection tool back. And I'm going to select both of those things and I go up to Modify and Clip Surface. Okay, same thing we just did before. So now I have two little guys on either side. Here's a cool trick to move them the same distance, right? I don't want them to move like random distance, different. I want them to move the same distance. So I'm going to click on this one first. And instead of just picking it up and dragging it to get it wherever I feel like it should go, I'm not going to do that. Control Z, undo. I'm going to use the move command. So Control M. If I hit N, that isn't going to work. So I'm going to use the move command, Control M. No. Okay. For some reason, it wasn't letting me get to it using the keyboard shortcut. It should let you get to it using the keyboard shortcut. We're gonna and then I'm going to X offset this. So if you're in Cartesian moves, this is like your X and Y axis. And I want to move it away from the diamond shape. So if the diamond shape is 0, away from the diamond shape would be negative in this case. So I'm going to say minus 6 inches and hit OK. I feel like in the drawing it's a little further, so I'm going to maybe move that again. Another 6 inches. Okay, I like that better. So now I'm going to do the same thing over here. Modify, move, and except instead of minus 6, I'm going to do plus 12 inches. Now they're the same distance from each other, right? So cool. All right, so now I've got those guys, and I have one more rectangle to make, and it's just this kind of gray rectangle that I have sitting behind it, and I'm just going to draw that out. Kind of like that, right? I'm going to use what we just learned to send it to the back, Control B, send that behind everything else. I'm also going to turn off the pen style, right? Because I don't want it to have an outline, I just want it to look gray. So I'm going to say pen style, none, and fill can be solid, but I want it to be gray instead of white. Okay, if I hit X, get out of that. Great. So for these three, I want to increase the pen size, right? So when you guys did hand drafting, you talked a lot about line weight. I want to increase my line weight on these guys in order to make them have a fatter outline. So right now it's 0.05, which is very small. I'm going to change it to 0.5, which is a little bit heavier, right? I'm going to click on this guy and change his attributes to yellow. And I don't see yellow, so I'm going to click this classic Vectorworks colors or standard Vectorworks colors. Let's do the classic ones for now. Pick up some yellow action, and then I'm going to do these guys and turn them blue. Right? Let's pick a blue. Okay. So now that is logo 2, right? So we have 2 now, one more to go. So those are our 2 if I zoom out. Now I've got one Instagram logo and one diamond with circle parentheses around it.